Hinsdale is officially one of America's wealthiest communities, where the median home price just hit $1.4 million. But here's something that a lot of people don't know, is that your monthly utility bills alone in Hinsdale could cost more than most people's rent payment. But still, thousands of families are moving here every single year, and today I'm going to show you exactly why. The numbers I'm about to share will either get you excited about this investment or completely change your mind about moving here to Hinsdale. I've worked with a ton of families with Hinsdale on their list, and they all ask the same thing. Wow, Brandon, this place is awesome, but what does the cost of living here really look like? We'll talk about food, bills, fun activities, and more, so you can have an estimate of what it costs to live here while still enjoying life. But for those of you that don't know who I am Brandon Blankenship, a Chicagoan realtor helping people just like you move in and around the Chicago suburbs, and I would love to be your real estate agent of choice, whether it be next week or next year. All my information is down below in the description. Feel free to reach out. And let's kick things off with something that might surprise you. Hinsdale has 3 train stations. Most suburbs are lucky to have one good transit option, but Hinsdale locals can choose between Hinsdale, West Hinsdale, and Highland stations here to get to downtown Chicago. And here's the cool part. Highland Station only runs during rush hour, which means you have options based on where you live and when you need to head into the city. So what does this cost? Well, you're in zone 3 on the Metro BNSF line, which means you'll pay $110 for a monthly pass or $550 for a one-way ticket. That 41-minute ride to Union Station might sound long, but with 30 trains heading downtown on weekdays, you're not waiting long for the next one. And those express trains during busy hours, looking at about 30-ish minutes, that is a total game changer. Picture yourself kicked back on the train, coffee in hand, catching up on emails or a book, and those stopping at every single station between here and downtown. Quick money saving tip: if you buy tickets from a conductor when ticket machines are available, they'll charge you an extra $5 fee, so always grab your tickets before boarding and save that money. What about other ways to get around? A taxi from Hinsdale to Chicago costs anywhere between $45 and $60 and takes about 31 minutes depending on the traffic, of course, and that's fine for special trips, but doing that daily would cost you over $2,000 a month for just your commute. And for getting around locally, you've got the Pace Bus, $2 with a Venture card, and you're connected to all the nearby towns. Pretty handy when you need to visit Oak Brook or other close suburbs without driving. So the great transportation here gives you a kind of freedom you can't put a price on. When you're not stressed about your commute, you can focus on what matters to your career and family. And for example, you can easily access all the cool entertainment options we'll see later on. And now that we've covered getting around, let's talk about what's hitting Hinsdale homeowners hardest this year. It's actually the utility costs, and trust me, this is where things truly get interesting. ComEd customers are facing a huge 45% supply rate increase. We're talking about jumping from 6.9 cents to just over 10 cents per kilowatt an hour, and your average monthly electric bill, it's going from $90.94 to somewhere between that $101 and $110 range. That covers both delivery and supply charges, but hold on, there's more to this story. The delivery charges alone went up from $13.18 to $15.45 monthly. That's part of a $606 million system-wide increase that the Illinois Commerce Commission approved. Yeah, you heard that right, $606 million in extra costs are being passed on customers just like you. And natural gas, Nicor gas rates jumped over 59% year over year, going from 34 cents to 54 cents per therm. So if you're heating a typical Hinsdale house home during those brutal Chicago winters, you'll pay more than you did last year, and water comes directly from the village of Hinsdale. They charge $8.99 per 100 cubic feet for the first 10,000 cubic feet in your billing cycle, and anything above that costs even more. They've partnered with Tyler Payments for online billing, though using a credit or debit card adds a 3.25% service charge with a $2.50 minimum fee. But hang on, here's something many people don't know about Illinois, and it could help you out in the long run. We have a deregulated electricity market, which means you have choices. While ComEd handles delivery, you can pick from 42 different suppliers for your actual electricity. Some charge as low as 5.72 cents per kilowatt an hour, while others go up 30.58 cents. So that creates some opportunities for those who are savvy spenders. And shopping around could save you hundreds of dollars each year. But of course, I always tell my clients to read the fine print carefully. Those variable rate traps can catch you off guard if you're not paying attention. So what's the bottom line on utilities? A typical Hinsdale household spends about $400 to $500 monthly on combined utility costs, especially during peak summer and winter months. That's like adding an extra car payment every single month just to keep your lights on and your showers hot. And with these rate increases, that number is going to keep going up. And keep in mind though, that actual cost varies by usage. These utility increases might seem steep, but wait until you see the appreciation numbers that I'll share later on in this video. And they put these costs in a whole new perspective. But before we move on, I know that you must have questions about the Chicago suburbs. It's such an amazing place to be, and there are plenty of things to talk about. The lifestyle, homes, opportunities, and more. But the Chicago market is changing fast, and I'm seeing things happen in these suburbs that most realtors won't tell you about. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos, and don't forget to leave a like. And now if you're worried about utilities taking a bigger bite out of your budget, here's some good news. Food costs in Hinsdale match up with Chicago Metro pricing, but some options might get more out of your savings. According to the USDA's moderate cost plan, adults should budget between $305 and $466 per month on average for food. But let me tell you something about Hinsdale. You'll likely be shopping at specialty stores that charge premium prices, so expect to pay at the higher end of that range or even more. Let me break down some grocery prices for you. Milk runs about $4.07 per gallon, and eggs are around $5.12 per dozen. And chicken, well, if you're buying regular boneless breasts, you might find them for anywhere between $4 to around $9 per pound. But here's the thing, many shoppers prefer specialty options, which could cost around just under $17 per pound. Downtown Hinsdale has premium food shops like Prime and Tender Meats, which isn't your typical grocery store. We're talking specialty retailers where prices run 15 to 30% above standard grocery stores, and a sandwich at Prime and Tender might cost you $12 to $18. But I can tell you from experience, the quality matches the price. And you know what I love about Hinsdale is that the farmers market here runs every Monday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. from June through October. Now, farmers markets aren't really known for low prices, and Hinsdale is no exception. You pay a premium for local organic produce, but so many residents love supporting local farmers and enjoy that community feel so much. And it's truly good to know that you're not just buying groceries. You're buying into a lifestyle where quality matters more than finding the lowest price. The local businesses cater to customers who value premium ingredients and organic options, and also specialty items you won't find at big box stores. So think of these expenses like your family's wellness plan. For a family of 4 shopping this way, you could easily be looking at spending anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month just on groceries, but that doesn't count eating out at those great Hinsdale restaurants. And keep in mind, this is a small slice of the overall Hinsdale budget pie. Stick around and I'll show you the whole picture, complete with housing, taxes, and all. But before we see that, speaking of premium experiences, let's talk about entertainment in Hinsdale. This is where you might find some amazing value if you know where to look. So here's something cool. Hinsdale offers country club perks at public park prices, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to take advantage. The Hinsdale Community Pool is one of the best deals in town. A family pass costs us $300 if you buy early bird, or $325 at the regular price. Now, think about this. Compare that to private pool clubs in the area that charge thousands in joining fees plus monthly dues. And you're getting multiple swim areas, diving boards, and top-notch lifeguards for a fraction of the cost. That's amazing value when you think about it. Free events make up a huge part of Hinsdale's entertainment calendar, and many people don't realize this. The uniquely Thursday summer concert series runs from June through August in Burlington Park. It has live music, food trucks, and beer and wine vendors, all for free. How cool is that? Then there's the Hinsdale Fine Arts Festival in early June that turns Hinsdale into an open art gallery with 80 artists while entry is free. Families could end up spending $50 to $300 on artwork and crafts, but it's a great day out even if you're just looking around. And let me tell you guys about the Catherine Legg Memorial Park. It has a 1927 English style structure and some of the most beautiful event spaces in all the western Chicago suburbs. Regular event rentals run roughly between $1,300 to $2,800, but weddings with all the extras like furniture removal and extended hours can reach $10,000. So even if you're not hosting events, the park offers space for frisbee, walking trails, and athletic fields at no charge. And now let's talk about Ruth Lake Country Club. This private 18-hole facility includes golf, swimming, dining, and racket sports. While they don't publicly share their fees, similar private clubs in the area charge anywhere between $12,000 to $75,000 to just join, plus yearly dues. It's a big investment for sure, but for many Hinsdale families, the networking opportunities and amenities make it worthwhile. And before I reveal something that surprised me about this area, comment below what suburbs you have questions questions about, I might just talk about them next, and if I haven't already. So here's something very specific about this place. If you want to go to the movie theater in Hinsdale, you have to go to neighboring areas. With movie tickets averaging around $16 nationwide, you'll need to drive to nearby theaters for entertainment options. But many residents prefer the community house membership at $180 per year for families. It gives you 20% off facility rentals and waived registration fees for youth programs. This truly might be the best deal in town as well, and especially when you compare it to the taxes that we'll discuss next. And here's something cool about public amenities. They provide great value while maintaining high quality. With the pools, parks, free concerts, and community events, a family can enjoy a social full calendar without crushing fees. Of course though, many Hinsdale residents belong to public and private facilities, getting the best of both worlds. Annual entertainment spending varies widely based on your choices. A family using mainly public amenities might spend anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 yearly, but those with country club memberships and regular fine dining options can easily spend $30,000 to $50,000. So that brings us to the big questions. Housing costs. What do they look like around here is a question that I get asked all the time. And when the median home price hits the millions, you know that we're not talking about starter homes here. But first, let's talk about homes and taxes. Different sources report slightly different numbers here, but they all tell the same story. Data shows a median sold price of around $1.25 million and an average value of $1.15 million. Either way, you're looking at seven figures as your starting point here in Hinsdale. The price per square foot varies by neighborhood and sources, ranging from $368 to $426. And what does this mean in terms of real terms? A 3,000 square foot home, which is pretty typical for Hinsdale, costs anywhere between $1.1 and $1.3 million. And let me be clear, these aren't huge mansions. They're cozy single family homes with solid sized yards. But here's the thing, these prices might be kind of a bargain in the long run. Imagine if your job just handed you a large bonus every year for just showing up. That's basically what's happening with single family homes here, which grew 7.3% in value just last year alone. And at that rate, at a $1.2 million home gains about $87,600 in value each year. Pretty amazing when you think about it. And get this, the homeowner rate here tells another important story. At 90.6%, almost every person in Hinsdale owns rather than rents. This creates stable neighborhood and pride of ownership. You can see it in the beautiful lawns and properties throughout the village. And now competition for homes remains fierce, and with limited inventory and high demand, properties often get multiple offers within the first 48 hours. So if you're serious about buying a home in Hinsdale, you need to be pre-approved or have those proof of funds ready to move fast and prepared to compete. Something else you should know is the interesting variety of homes available here in Hinsdale. You'll find historic Victorian mansions from the 1890s sitting next to brand new custom builds. Colonial revivals from the 1920s sit alongside prairie school designs, and this mix of styles means you can definitely find a home that matches your taste. Property taxes deserve a mention as well. On a $1.2 million home, you're looking at annual property taxes anywhere around $20,000 to $30,000. So that'll depend on exemptions and the exact location. That's $2,000 to $2,500 a month just in taxes. And on top of your mortgage payment, that's pretty steep, but remember all these amazing amenities and conveniences we just saw. In the end, when you think about it, owning a home here is almost like owning a rare asset that people are constantly willing to bid on. So is Hinsdale worth these prices? Absolutely. However, living in Hinsdale requires a serious financial commitment. We're talking high household income for homeowners and rapidly increasing utility costs. But also, as you've seen, unmatched amenities and growth potential as well. You're not just paying for a house here. You're choosing a lifestyle with solid transportation, great public services, and a community that values success. For many families and individuals, it's absolutely worth every penny. And for others, the numbers just won't add up. And there's a ton of other Chicago suburbs that will fit the needs of what you're looking for. But if you had thoughts about making a move to Hinsdale or any of the Chicago suburbs or selling a home in the area, I would love to help out. You can email me or click the link down below, and I look forward to connecting in the future. But if you're so curious about prices, I have just the video for you. Check out my top suburb choices at every price point in the Western Chicago suburbs. It's probably not the ones you think as well. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.